I died last night but I'm still here. So this actually happened last week. It just took me some time to come to terms with it. I got a phone call from my next door neighbor late in the evening asking if I can help him move a mattress into his upstairs. His mom is ill and has a big heavy sleep number bed. I of course ran over to help because they're great neighbors. I get over there and his friend who is also a priest was there to help. I helped them figure out how to separate the mattress from the bed so we could fit it upstairs. We get it all moved up and back in place when my neighbor asks if I can help them move an armoire upstairs too. I think nothing of it and we pull it out of his travel trailer and start bringing it up the front stairs of his house. This is where I died. The front stairs are 11 steps. I was on the lower end of the armoire about 6 steps up when my neighbor and his friend lose a handle on the armoire and it comes crashing down on me and I fall backwards towards the pavement. I then wake up in my dining room to my phone ringing and my wife asking me if I'm going to answer the phone. It's my neighbor asking me if I can help move a bed upstairs for his mom. I go over there and meet his priest friend again as this has been the first time I met him. I say I can help with the bed but I cannot help with the armoire. My neighbor was like, how'd you know about the armoire? I then proceeded to tell them I'm pretty sure I just died. I spent the next hour talking with the priest. He had so many questions. My neighbor didn't believe it until I described the upstairs bedroom in perfect detail down to the metal mattress frame on the floor and the intricate headboard leaning against the wall, and I had never been upstairs in their house before. The priest asked me what I saw after I died. I told him I never actually died. Before it happened I woke up at my dining room table.
What's the best response to an unwanted dick pic? I read, I believe it was here on Reddit. This girl got an unsolicited dick pic. So for her revenge, she sent back dick pics back constantly. Big, small, black, white, anything she could find. This guy was telling her to stop, lol. She asked if he liked it. Why does it look like that? And answer none of their following texts. What I used to do was take their profile picture and Photoshop their face onto the head of their dick and send it back. I never got a second dick pic doing that, lol. When I was a freshman in college I was home for Christmas break and the guy across the street, who was 4 years older than me and had recently moved back home, sent me one with the message that his family would be out of the house for a few hours if I wanted to come over. I knew him, we had lived on the same street for years, but it was completely out of the blue. I'm not even sure how he got my number. I had babysat his younger brother a few times, however, which is why I had his mother's number. I took a screenshot of the message and pic and forwarded it to his mom, asking if she could please get Eric to stop sending me nudes.
What is the most effed up thing a person you know has done? My uncle is a real piece of shit. The scummiest human being I believe I will ever know. The most effed up thing he's done is actually a cycle that he's repeated too many times: start a family, then run. He'll convincing these women he's a good guy, has changed or was in the wrong place, wrong time or whatever, gets them pregnant, and then leaves once the baby is out. He's always short of money, so before he leaves he would manipulate and rob family. He stole my dad's identity and took a business loan with his first son. Bro has been in and out of jail his whole life, and I wish that fucker would just sit in there and rot. Every couple of years I have strangers reaching out saying they're part of Aaron's family and they want to meet their extended family, and we're like, so you hate Aaron? Yeah, us the fuck too. Welcome to the family. What are some very creepy facts? Blobfish in its natural habitat looks like a normal fish, but it lives so deep underwater that it doesn't use a normal gas bladder to keep itself balanced. Instead it has a spongy skin that is slightly less dense than water, which becomes damaged and bloated when fishermen bring it up too quickly. It's not really the ugliest fish. It has just experienced something worse than one of us being thrown into outer space. Between sea level and space there's 1 atmospheric pressure of difference. Between sea level and 2,000 feet underwater, their upper limit, there's 60 atmospheres of difference. If you begin to display symptoms of rabies you will go crazy and die. There's no cure, your brain will slowly melt until you're dead. In the What would be the worst form of torture without causing physical pain/harm? My vote goes out for the goats. You take rope and tie someone to a chair. Strap them down so that they move their legs or arms. Then take a big bucket of salt water, then dip their feet in it. Leave them like that for about a day with their feet just soaking in salt water. Once the day is up, kick the chair over so their feet are up in the air. Then bring in a goat. It'll find his salt-soaked feet and start licking. And it won't stop licking. It'll keep licking past the flesh and muscle all the way down to the bone. And you know what doesn't get bored? A goat licking salt. You can scream and try to kick, but that persistent salt licker won't give up. It will just stand then on all fours and lick at your feet with a coarse tongue for hours. The worst part is it's just the victim and a goat in a room. Nobody to plead with, or confess to, or bargain with. Just a goat that likes salt. That goat would be the most dedicated, hardworking, and empathetic torturer you've ever seen. How did you lose your virginity? I was 14. Legal age in my country, because my partner was 14 too. Happened to be left alone for a few hours and we were horny teens, so we did it on his couch. I don't regret it, but it was pretty underwhelming. Never did it with the guy again. 26 extremely intense seconds. Missionary. I finished sweating over her, panting. Asked her, "Did you come too?" Like a fucking idiot. Doggy style with chitty chitty bang bang on in the background. It was as awkward as it sounds. Lost it with my second girlfriend. I was her first boyfriend, so she made me wait almost 2 years. She was going to move away to the United States cause of the aftermath of a hurricane, so we decided to do it in case the long distance was too much. Both of us were virgins. Lunch break at high school. His house was like a 2-minute walk from the gates. We snuck out. He stopped halfway through to look out the window and make sure his mother hadn't come home from work because he thought he heard a car pull into the driveway. Single bed, in a room he shared with 2 brothers. Strangely somehow still wasn't terrible. Young love. In a public bathroom with my girl best friend. It was nice. Really classy. On a Tinder date. I told the girl that I was not a virgin. In hindsight, she most definitely should have realized I was lying. I was 19. Some girl invited me to her party and I didn't even talk to her the whole night. When everyone started leaving, she looked at me and said, "Not you."